Dynamo thinks he should retire after reading a paper mocking his leadership. So much for making Bozak great again, huh? It seems the bad guys are all down until they get a visitor. Dynamo demands to know who he is. He reveals that he is the one who brainwashed Signal Man. He claims to be the ruler of evil in the whole universe. Sure, buddy. And that's what the last 20 big bads in Super Sentai said too, right? Meet Reckless-Emperor Exhaust. Pay up. He tells Dynamo how to win against the Carrangers, that they're only human, overconfident. He even gives them a new robot out of a magazine he publishes, but Grotch has to assemble it out of the magazine. I got one of those in a video game magazine once. Never could get the darn thing assembled right. What they don't know is that Exhaust is using them as a means to an end. 宇宙暴走族ボーゾックを使って私の夢を完成させるのだ。どんなにスピード違反しても捕まることのない交通事故も起こし放題の恐怖の大宇宙ハイウェイ。それを完成させるためには邪魔な地域を暴族に爆発させるのが一番。Wait. So his ultimate plan, his end game, his big evil goal is to build a highway in space? What, did he just go to the same villain class as Judge Doom?
They're calling it a freeway.
Freeway? What the hell's a freeway?
So Grotch finishes construction of the new mecha named Norishiran 12. The new mecha lands on Earth, and Signalman sees it land right in front of him. He brings out Sirender, but Norishiran 12, with Zelmoda at the controls, beats him down hard. VRV Robo shows up to help, and Exhaust tells Zelmoda to let them get cocky and careless.
この調子ぶっこきやがって熱くなってはいかん。相手を思いっきり油断させるのだ。いい気になったヒーローは弱いものだ。
ああ、わかった。もうそれ以上言うな。相手を思いっきり。
ガイナもさ、これがこれ。
黙ってろってもう。もう忘れちまったじゃねえか、こんなバカ野郎。
うるせえ。とりあえずやられりゃいいだろ。
They go for the finishing move, but Zelmoda avoids it. They use the Navic to find it after it disappears. They turn around and try again to finish it, but Zelmoda uses Sirender as a shield. He summons an axe and chops VRV Robo's cannons in two.
このロボットのシンボルマークはまさか暴走皇帝。
Zelmoda goes in for the finishing blow, but suddenly it stops.
なんだ？動かね。こんな野郎動け。何？これ腕のとこの割りピンだったのか。やっとわかった。
グラッチ。
Our heroes use this opportunity to retaliate. Zelmoda retreats and Exhaust does his best Palpatine, shocking Grotch for screwing up. Dappu tells our heroes about how Exhaust is teamed up with the Bozak. It seems the Carrangers were born from good star magic, whereas Exhaust was born from evil star magic.
No, he got the upside, I got the downside. See, there's two sides to every sport.
Exhaust tells the Bozak about the Space Highway project. He tells them he will give them free passes to travel at will. But first, the Carrangers must be eliminated. The Bozak mentioned Dappu, a Hazardian who survived and is helping the Carrangers. Exhaust is surprised to hear that there is a survivor of Hazard. He says that if they get their hands on Dappu, then it will be easy to take out the Carrangers. Yeah, something you morons should have done in episode 1. Adoy! Zonette doesn't seem 100% on board with this idea, however.
Oh, my little ankle biters. Do I sense dissension in the ranks?
Exhaust then presents 3 new mechas for them to use. 3 mechas representing land, sea, and air. Where were these in the last episode? He tells them to go down with 1 mecha at a time, but Zomoda asks the most obvious question. Why don't they just attack with all 3 at once? Zonette volunteers to go down first, and she docks her Zona car with the Sky Jejun, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, and heads to Ursh. She also drops down a ton of flyers onto the town. We'll come back to this later. Are you guys really committed to dropping flyers every time you have an evil plan? It's the 90s! Email, female! Obviously, our heroes get wind of this and move out. Red Racer meets Zonette, who gives him the diary. Suddenly, her car moves on its own and docks with Sky Gygyun. It then attacks VRV Robo by itself. Dappu finds one of the flyers, and it says something about alien survivors on Ursh. He thinks his dad could be among them. So he goes to check it out like an idiot, and of course...
It's a trap!
Huh? Dappu? もしかしてこれはしまったダップ
Elsewhere, VRV Master senses a disturbance in the Force. VRV Robo gets tossed around and Exhaust sees its energy is draining, so he calls Sky Gygyun back. Later, Red Racer reads the diary. Unfortunately, it's too late.
ここよねここはよはよエグゾスがクロマジックパワーを狙ってる
Dappu dreams about his father, who is totally someone we don't know, by the way.
パパ、早くケーキ食べたいダップ。ねえ、パパ。パパ、どうしたんダップ？パパ？パパ？
この寝ぼけなすやっと気づいたぜ
パパパパってうるせえのなんのってまったく
They want to kill him now, but Zonette tells Dynamo to make them stop.
なんで私があんな目に遭わなくちゃいけないの？ガイナモ。
いや俺のせいじゃないって
I do believe Zonette is wising up to hanging with the wrong crowd. Why don't I let Freakazoid tell the story? He does it better.
I saw this once on an after-school special. Mary and Sally. Best friends. They did absolutely everything together. Then one day, Mary fell in with the wrong crowd. And Mary didn't have time for Sally anymore. Sally'd say, "Wanna go play a game or pretend we're kitties?" And Mary would say, I'm in with the wrong crowd.
Our heroes search high and low for Dappu, but VRV Master finds them instead. They're glad to see him, but they tell him that Dappu has gone missing.
それにあっちにこんなビラが落ちてたの。
そんなはずはないダップの他にハザード星人の生き残りなど
それどういうことでございますか？
ダップを誘い出すために作られた偽の新聞記事つまりボーゾックが仕掛けた罠だ
Hey, VRV Master, what's Hazardian for duh? The Bozok torture Dappu, and Exhaust says that they need him alive to lure out the Carrangers. Dynamo questions his orders, but quickly caves when he's challenged. Our president.
He's not my president.
Exhaust orders Grotch to start the next phase. So he returns to Ursh and attacks with the second mecha, Marine Zaboom, firing torpedoes at a ship. Hey look, just like Divatox. VRV Master tells our heroes not to deploy, but they don't listen to him and go to fight Grotch. He's actually giving out sage advice, you idiots! Think for a minute, listen, learn!
本当の戦士なら人の話は最後まで聞くものだ VRV マスターボーゾックを倒してダップを取り返してくる
Idiots.
Exhaust tells Grotch to fight VRV Robo, which will slowly drain their car magic energy. Holy crap, it's a Sharkticon! And it can copy Ultra 7's Eye Slugger attack. VRV Robo is knocked into the water where Marine Zaboom has the advantage. Red Racer goes for the V-Fire hose at full power and Syrender shows up to help them.
ここは本官に任せてもらおう。
でもどうしてこんな VRV ロボのエネルギーが切れるなんて、こんなこと今まで一度もなかったのに。
言ったはずだ。話は最後まで聞くものだとな。
VRV Master shows up to do his best Hives impression. Meanwhile, Dappu comes across something. New Year's greeting cards for Dynamo. Someone says good luck will come his way if he destroys planets that begin with the letter H. And here we see why Dynamo picked the planet Hazard to destroy first.
Is it even worth mentioning how pants-crappingly asinine that plan is? What idiot put that idea in your head?
今年の一発目はハザード星を壊滅させるぞ。ハザード星
占い師スゾブエ逆さから読むとエグゾスが裏で糸を引いてたんだっぷ。
I can't do it. Dynamo is dumb enough to fall for that. Yeah, rant mode disengaged. Dappu takes this revelation pretty well.
こいつのせいでパパが。
Speaking of boneheaded moves, our heroes return to the base. I guess Grotch just let them go because we never see how that fight ends. VRV Master is there to give our heroes a lecture on why they got their asses handed to them.
一体どういうことなの？
カーレンジャーのマシンはすべてクルマジックパワーをエネルギー源にしている。クルマジックパワーは夢の魔法。カーレンジャーとダップの心の絆が生み出す力なのだ。
どういうことやねん。
Do you really think your bonds of friendship and the heart of the cars were what saved you this whole time? No, it was Dappu's magic that was saving your butts this whole time. You guys are more dependent on him than the Megaforce Rangers relying on Gosei for free power-ups.
Now, best buddy, let's not say things we can't take back.
That's right, I went there. I'm sorry, Bester Buddy, but the filter is off, and I'm shooting from the hip. Since they can't save their own useless asses, they turn to the other mentor of this show for help. And his reaction is just perfect.
VRV マスター、あんた確か宇宙の一匹狼だよな。頼む、ダップを助け出してくれないか。宇宙にいるダップを助け出すことは俺たちにはできない。だから頼む。
マスター、俺からも頼むわ。
お願いします。
VRV マスター、お願い。
虫のいい話だな。
I love how VRV Master is like, screw you guys, you got yourselves into this mess, you need to get yourself out. He plans to rescue Dappu by himself, so our heroes volunteer to stay behind and battle Grotch with RV Robo.
よかろう。悪くない答え
だ。ありがとう VRV マスター。みんな
ゴー。
ちょっと見ない間に少しは戦士らしくなったな。
Good. At last, one of them is understood.
Our heroes move out in their RVs, form RV Robo, and attack Marine Zaboom. Wait a minute, are you telling me he was just waiting there this whole time for the team to have this little moment of clarity? The Bozok find Dappu trying to escape. He does actually manage to fight off some Wumpers. Zomoda knocks him down and goes for the killing blow, but...
Coffee 牛乳？
あっちだ。行け。
チーズ。
何者だ
So VRV Master strolls in like a badass and fights off the Wumpers. He gives Dappu, pogs to throw like ninja stars? What? VRV Master tells Dappu to get the hell out of Dodge, but he says he won't leave him. So they both make a break for it and swipe a car. Damn it, why do I leave these flying cars lying around the ship with the keys in the ignition? Sorry guys, my bad.
Papa!
Dappu, figuring out what I'm pretty sure we could all piece together by now, calls out to VRV Master, who leaves the car and distracts Exhaust. He distracts Exhaust so Dappu can get away to Ursh.
どんな辛い時でも夢を見る自信はあるか
夢
仲間と一緒に見る夢さえあればクルマジックパワーに限界はない忘れるな
Meanwhile, RV Robo's power has fallen below 20%. Signalman tells them to do what they should have done in the first place, aim for the Grotch, in the cockpit. They lock on and blast Grotch out of the mech. But unfortunately, that took the last of their power. They're bone dry.
Ooh, that's not good. Signalman, you wouldn't happen to have a giant pair of jumper cables, would you?
They see Dappu come back to Earth, somehow surviving atmospheric re-entry. Yeah, how are all these flying cars able to do that? Ah, go to hell, physics. But Zelmoda, in a clever disguise, grabs him again. Wumpers get in the way of our heroes while Zelmoda holds a sword to Dappu's neck. Dynamo begins using Dappu as a power source to supercharge all three mechs. Now it's a triple threat.
VRV マシン出動
カーレンジャーお前たちのエネルギーはもうほとんど底をついているはず今度こそお前たちを地獄へ葬ってやる
I love claiming victory before my enemies are actually destroyed. That's what all great villains do.
Our heroes go VRV fighter mode, and now it's 5-on-3. But even so, the three evil mechas are still no pushovers. Even with the help of Sirender, they're still on the ropes. Dappu is drained, and it looks like our heroes are fighting a losing battle. Dynamo turns up the drainage on Dappu. Once the power hits 120%, they'll have more than enough energy to destroy the Carrangers once and for all. Our heroes say they will not give up, and they tell Dappu why.
なんだよそれ諦めるっていうのかよ
私たちは絶対に諦めないからね
そうでございます
And Dappu gives our heroes a much-needed boost of power.
Aha! Your Deus Ex is right on time.
The Carrangers get their second wind and they destroy all three mechs. They reunite with Dappu and hug it out.
Papa.
And what happened then?
Zonette.
Oh no, not another dream! The others tell Kyosuke to quit being such a wussy and ask Zonette out.
Go to her. Tell her how you feel.
But one problem though. She wants Red Racer, not Kyosuke Jinai.
Let the lady decide.
Well, since Loverboy here can't risk her finding out the identities of the Carrangers, admittedly that is a smart idea, he has a new plan.
だからゾンネットに絶対暴族やめさせてみせるさ俺のこの愛で
My God, Pam and Jim from the office didn't take this long to get together. My God, I am actually pining for the days when Toshiki Ino would write complicated love stories. I am craving a love story from Jetanan and Fies right now. Ow! Seraph, did you just digitally slap me?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No. You did good. I was starting to crack up there for a second. Thanks, best buddy.
Meanwhile, the obvious big bad here asks what's holding up the process of taking over the Ursh. So Moda says that Dynamo has been too tame lately. He tells Exhaust to throw a wedding party. If Zonette finally marries Dynamo, he will focus all his attention on destroying the Ursh. Luckily, they happen to have a marriage counselor on the team. And by that I mean a monster who can make people fall in love.
Zonette の説得だが。
それならお任せピンノフ。
おお。王族一の縁結びの達人、縁結びの。
お見合い999組、成功率 100% の私にかかれば絶対大丈夫ピンノフ。
Couple things. One, if Dynamo has had this monster this whole time, why hasn't he just used it to make Zonette fall in love with him from day one? And two, can I book an appointment with that monster? There's a certain female Toku villain that I've had my eye on. Oh, one day, Candy Mommy, you will be mine.
Kyosuke decides he has to see Zonette. And what a coincidence! She just happens to run by in a wedding dress.
No, don't tell me, let me guess. We are a bride in search of a wedding. No?
There is a wedding in search of a bride.
She obviously is a runaway bride, and the monster tries to zap her. She doesn't recognize Kyosuke, who tries to help her. The monster shoots a love arrow at her to brainwash her, but Kyosuke saves her.
What the hell is that?
The others show up in time to lend a hand, too.
How dumb was she? I'm Clark Kent. No, I'm Superman.
The other four battle the Wumpers, and Kyosuke tries to think of a good lie to tell Zonette.
Ah, lying to the one you love. The cornerstone of any good relationship.
But he decides to hit screw it and transforms right in front of her. The monster tries to take the shock Zonette away, but he saves her. Again. Zonette is frozen in a state of confusion over this revelation, and Kyosuke tells her to run while the others hold off the monster. They blast him until it retreats. Kyosuke tries to convince her they can make it work together, but it turns out she's more shallow than all the mean girls put together.
私が好きになったのはレッドレーサーよ。あんたみたいな猿顔の一般市民じゃないもん。
Well, there you have it, guys. Guess looks really are everything to women. That and money. Two things I don't have.
Looks aren't everything. Looks are everything.
Zonette, trying to process all this, goes to the beach. And that stupid monster shows up again, trying to brainwash her. Again. But Kyosuke protects her, again, and she's surprised he's doing all this. She yells at him to transform and fight, but Kyosuke says he wants to be himself. So yeah, basically he wants her to accept him for who he is.
This is an interesting moment in Toku that I don't think we see enough of. Is it the man or the suit that's the real hero? Kinda wish we had more time to delve into this. Oh, and it's also a good lesson for the boys watching at home. Be yourself. Unless you can be a red Senshi, then for the love of God, be a red Senshi.
Kyosuke manages to hold his own and hits him with his own arrows, but this thing has one last trick. He turns into a bow tie and ties up Zonette, and now she has no control over her body.
And yes, I'll admit this is a badass moment, and Kyosuke has gotten a lot better as a character, but at the same time, he's also white knighting a hell of a lot, and I thought Zonette could fight. Now she's a damsel in distress? I mean, okay, admittedly she's got a lot on her mind, but come on. I kind of took a complete 180 here.
He makes her attack Kyosuke and she begs him to transform, but he refuses. He's stubborn, I'll give him that.
やったみの何
変身なんかしなくてもやっつけてやるっての。
バカじゃない？バカよあんた。私あんたみたいな猿顔の男は嫌いだって言ったでしょ。いつまでこんなことしてんのよ。もういいから。
Can't you see what I'm trying to tell you? I love you.
言っただろ。俺がお前を守るって。
京介。京介。
Kyosuke tells her to stand back as he rushes in like a badass with her sword and stabs the monster, finishing it off. After a battle like that, he then flare-flops.
That took balls. Yeah, Kyosuke, you've earned your stripes after that. You are a good Red Senshi.
But of course, the monster grows big and help is on the way. She uses her Mecha Hello Kitty, which pulls an Ultraman again and grows giant-sized. The VRV fighters join in too and use Victory Twister for the win. Unfortunately, Radiata comes with grim news. Planet Fenbelt, her and Zonette's home, is in a crisis.
Ah, to hell with it.
Exhaust has plundered the planet for materials. She pleads with Zonette to come home. She agrees and she takes back her necklace. She changes into her true form, thanking Kyosuke for his help. She is now her true self again. Vanity Mirror Fanbelt.
Wow, that is the least subtle princess name I have heard since Princess Allura. And because she's also a princess, gotta play this.
That's all we needed. A Druish princess.
Funny. She doesn't look Druish.
Well, the two sisters get ready to leave for home, but Kyosuke asks if they will ever meet again.
エグゾスを倒したら俺たちまた会えるよな。
それまでに猿顔直しときなさいよね。
ああ、まだ言うか。
That's our princess, ladies and gentlemen. Give her a big hand. Okay, that's enough of that.
I don't know whether to laugh or vomit.
Later, Exhaust makes an evil speech saying, get this, a red wine barrel constellation will spill out, getting the Guardians who protect car magic drunk. They'll party and get carried away, leaving the 5 car constellations unguarded and the Car Rangers powerless.
の車伝説の5つの星座を封印する絶好のチャンス。すなわちカーレンジャー最後の時だ。王族にも最後の仕事をしてもらおう。
I must have missed that episode of Cosmos. Mr. Sagan, is there any truth to that?
I dream about it. And sometimes they're bad dreams.
Meanwhile, at the bar, Dynamo weeps for Zonette.
愛しのゾンネット。
There's a tear in my beer 'cause I'm crying for you, dear.
Poor guy. Now he knows how it feels when your favorite female athlete takes down her OnlyFans page. Not that I subscribe to filth like that. Shut up!
Exhaust orders Dynamo to suck it up. Once he deals with the Car Rangers, things will turn around.
今のお前に必要なのは悲しむことではない。あんたなんかに俺の気持ちが分かってたまるかってんだい。カーレンジャーを憎め。その悲しみを怒りのパワーに変え、奴らを徹底的に痛めつければ必ずまた運は向いてくる。本当かよ。エグゾスは嘘をつかない。
If you can't trust a giant floating space devil made out of tailpipes, who can you trust?
Exhaust then gives him his biggest and baddest mech, Norishiran Final. Dynamo and his cronies take the controls and they head to Ursh looking for a fight. Our heroes move out and form VRV Robo, but Norishiran Final here is too strong for them. Dynamo uses Final Flash. Final Flash? They even have their own variation on Victory Twister, Final Twister. Before they can score a hit though, our heroes split apart. They reform VRV Robo and fire back with Victory Twister. The three Bozak Stooges here get out, alive, but still banged up.
俺たちってそんなに操縦下手なのかな
またしてもカーレンジャーを倒せなかったまた幸せが届いていく
Our heroes run up and ask Dynamo why he hasn't left the Bozak.
Given his failed relationships in the past, I'm starting to think Dynamo is a glutton for punishment.
But instead of an answer, Zelmoda calls the Wumpers for them to fight. Ichitaro sees the fight and draws our heroes being badass. Aw, that was nice of him.
By the way, where the hell is Signal Man?
Dappu discovers the constellation that Exhaust mentioned earlier, and sees it's about to happen right about...
午後1時？今日だっぷ！1時？
Time's up.
Exhaust sees the red mist overtaking the constellations and absorbs them. This means our heroes are now out of gas. They power down and Ichitaro sees who they really are. Dynamo is shocked to discover the Carrangers are just regular human beings.
どういうことだよ地域の一般市民がカーレンジャーに変身していたとは嘘
Boy, nothing gets by you, does it?
おい一体どうしたんだようわ変身とかでもだぞどうなってんのわかんないけどもう一回変身だ激走アクセルチェンジャーチェンジャー
No morphs allowed.
They ask Dappu what's going on and he says he can't help them. The mechs aren't reacting and car magic has just disappeared. Dynamo is very happy as things are now in his favor. He instructs his men to beat the piss out of them and Ichitaro goes to get some help. There you are, Signal Man.
Where the holy fies have you been while all this is going on, Signal Man? Wait, don't tell me. You're off the clock.
Our heroes get their asses handed to them, despite the last episode where we clearly saw Kyosuke take on and defeat a monster by himself, but I guess we're just ignoring that now. Our heroes make a break for it and hightail it to the garage, but they're not safe for long as the bad guys smartly go after them. They get in the secret base and lock the door. The Bozaks still get in and set up bombs. Wait, where the hell did they get bombs and why didn't they use those before? They detonate the bombs and the garage goes up in smoke. Why does that seem so familiar? Signal Man and Ichitaro see the explosion and go to see if anyone survived. He finds a license plate with blood on it and that's all they need to be convinced that our heroes are dead.
No bodies, no remains, they're just dead. Sure, why not?
The Bozak return to the bar in victory only to find it covered in garbage. Exhaust is there to greet them and Dynamo demands to know what this is all about. Exhaust says that from now on the Bari Barian will be a garbage scow.
Garbage day! Huh? No!
The Carrangers are gone and now the Bozak have outlived their usefulness.
Gee, Dynamo, you ever get the feeling you're being used?
運び込まれたゴミの上ですごくよく燃えちゃうぞゴミの再利用をしてやるそのまま地域に突っ込み燃え上がる炎のエネルギーで地域を花火にしてこい
Later, Signal Man finds a secret staircase. They search through the destroyed base and someone else finds them instead. That's right, our walking MacGuffin, VRV Master, to the rescue. He just happened to build an underground shelter under the underground shelter for just such an emergency. He also knows that Exhaust stole the car magic power. They soon see the Baribarian heading to Ursh, on fire. It's going to cause major damage, but our heroes can't stop it.
Oh darn, if only we knew someone else with a giant mecha. One that doesn't run on car magic. Hello?
The five of them say without car magic, they're just ordinary people, and they can do nothing.
勇気を失った者に戦う資格はない。地域は本艦が守ってみせる。
Is Signal Man going to have to choke a bitch?
Thankfully, Signal Man is still around to help. He heads out in Syrender to stop the ship from hitting the Ursh. Syrender catches it in the nick of time and tries to redirect it. The Bozak evacuate the ship just before it crashes. Exhaust, seeing the exploding ship plan fail, decides to pull a Thanos and says, "I'll do it myself." Meanwhile, Ichitaro gives our heroes a disappointed look. Guess it's up to him to pull a Nozomu and give them a pep talk.
カーレンジャーはもういない。でも僕の心にカーレンジャーは今も生きている。
心にカーレンジャー。
その意味は深そうで重そうで。
Thanks for pointing that out for me, Dappu. You've redeemed yourself.
Our heroes think back to their previous wins. Kyosuke finally says the cliche, "We're still Car Rangers in our heart" line, and they decide to go fight. They see Signal Man fighting alone and pull off an epic unmorphed pose.
It's not as awesome as getting a full unmorphed roll call like in Die Ranger, but it's pretty damn close.
Our heroes jump into battle and do their best, but the five of them don't fare well, as expected.
Oh, come on, guys! Kyosuke took out one of those things with his bare hands, unmorphed. Or are we just forgetting about that? You know what? Screw it. I'm sure your Deus Ex will be coming up any minute. Can I call him or can I call him?
Yep, Vanity Mirror comes to help, and she tells Dynamo that he's being used. Dynamo then realizes the true enemy was Exhaust the whole time, and he offers our heroes a truce.
嘘だろ。
カーレンジャー、気持ちはわかるけど、暴族と手を組んでエグゾスを倒して。このままエグゾスの好きにさせたら、宇宙はめちゃくちゃになっちゃう。
なっちゃう。あんでもあれそれこら。
ね、お願い。
But Vanity gives Kyosuke a kiss on the cheek, and that's all he needs to get fired up.
Hey, Princess, I'm unsure of myself. Can I have one too?
The two teams finally band together to defeat Exhaust. Or not. Kyosuke says they have to get their car magic back alone.
Wait, you're doing this alone? Then what was even the point of teaming up with the Bozak?
That was pointless.
So the five of them board the ship, instinctively knowing how to fly it, and lift off towards space.
Sorry about jacking your ride and agreeing to team up with you and then not, but hey, that's what heroes do.
So, what genius move do they have up their sleeve to get their powers back? By ramming him. That works.
You said you had a plan.
That was my plan, to ram them.
Ram.
Dynamo thinks they sacrificed themselves to beat Exhaust, but the ship lands on Ursh and they have their powers back.
How?
エグゾスが消滅して5つの星座の封印が解けたんだ。
戦う洪水案件激走戦隊カーレンジャー
激走戦隊カーレンジャーの復活だ。
Well, that was extremely lazy. God, how anticlimactic was that?
Rip off! We paid for blood! Let's tear this place apart! Good idea!
But hold the champagne, Exhaust is not finished yet. He says he has all the evil in the universe and is now super strong. Dynamo has decided he's had enough of being cuckolded and eats Imoyokan to grow giant size. But before he can get his licks in, something happens.
どうしたのよ。
どうだ死んだよ。この芋町の芋ようかん期限切れになってたよ。
てめえちゃんと新しいの仕入れとけよ。はいてよいてててて。
Toku faithful, I legit feel bad for Dynamo here. I'm sorry I teased him earlier. He can't win for losing. He's like the Millhouse of Super Sentai villains. Guy can't catch a break.
Our heroes bring out VRV Robo and blast Exhaust, who grabs them in electro tentacles. Signalman tells everyone to cheer for VRV Robo. Vanity even prays for VRV Robo to win.
Wow, are you sure you really don't want to tack on some last-minute magic tears for good measure?
But unfortunately, Exhaust stabs the mech. Looks like it's the last ride for VRV Robo. They want to leave, but Kyosuke rallies the troops and they get fired up to stay and fight.
みんな最後までリーダーの俺を信じてくれ。エグゾスを倒せるのは、宇宙の平和を守れるのは俺たちだけなんだ。どんな嵐の日でも雲の向こうでいつも太陽は青い空に輝いているんだ。そやな俺たちはカレンジャーや。リーダーのお前を信じてやらなあかんわな。
やるときはやらなきゃね。
最後の最後まで諦めてはいけないのでございますね。
よーし、こうなったら行くわよみんな。
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it.
They head towards Exhaust, taking all he can give them. VRV Robo locks up with Exhaust and Kyosuke calls the RVs just before VRV Robo goes boom. But it was all for nothing as Exhaust is still standing. The Carrangers make their last stand in RV Robo. They nimbly avoid his final attack and cut a hole right through him. Oh, that's gotta hurt. But Exhaust regenerates. Oh man, what a cheapskate.
何をやっても無駄だ。全宇宙の邪悪なパワーを結集させて蘇った世にはクルマジックパワーなど効かぬ。世は無敵なのだ。
Hey, Full Metal Jackass! Quit bragging and fight already!
Exhaust goes for the finishing blow, but Dynamo then throws the expired Imo-Yokon in his mouth, which makes him shrink down too? Alright, Dynamo! Vanity even kisses him for his brilliance. Lucky bastard.
Enjoy it, G-Man. You earned it. Come on, Toku Faithful. Give it up for Dynamo, huh? He earned that win. He needed the W.
Now that Exhaust is weakened, our heroes have a chance. They shoot him with their auto blasters, and it's time for the final episode money shot by pulling another classic Sentai trope. So everyone throws a big party for saving the world, we see what everyone does afterwards, and our heroes return to the rebuilt garage in their normal day jobs. So the 5 of them design their dream cars and the Excel Changers sit and wait for the day when they are needed once again.
And that was Gekisou Sentai Carranger. Well, time for pros and cons.
The mechs are probably the coolest thing about this show in my opinion. Both of them look great, and any mech which finisher is 2 giant guns is a plus in my book. Also, even for a parody show, the VRVs were groundbreaking at the time. It was the first time we saw more elaborate vehicles in mechs and Super Sentai. Fire trucks, a bulldozer, a cop car. all of which would be seen as mechs in future Sentai series, so yeah, in this regard, Carranger was a trailblazer. No pun intended. The villain slash big bad. The Bozok were definitely the catalyst for a more dim-witted kind of villain general you'd see in modern-day Sentai that would eventually turn good near the end. The Bozok never really strike you as a threat, they're just more of a generally annoying biker gang, and Exhaust is just a cliche big bad who just shows up in the final quarter. We never learn anything about him, his backstory, or his real motivations other than building an evil highway, and he never really strikes me as very intimidating either. Bottom line, these bad guys, pretty lame. Zonette. She's probably the most complex female Sentai villain I've seen in a while. Now you see her and you hear her origins and think, oh, she's just brainwashed or has amnesia, and she'll turn good at the end. But no, she's defying her parents. She's doing all of this of her own volition. She's doing her own thing. She chose to join up with the Bozok, and she's doing it of her own free will. That's not something you often see in Sentai villainesses, and they shower her with gifts, they simp over her, they bend to her every beck and call, so yeah, what young impressionable girl wouldn't want that? I like this one. Even for a parody, the plot convenience was just too much to ignore, especially VRV Master, who literally is there as a walking plot device. He just happens to have new mechs, he just happens to have built a backup base, unless those are supposed to be in there as a joke and I missed the point entirely, and I could've. That and this show relied a little too much on Dappu's car magic. I know I'm nitpicking, but that just bugs me. The humor. This season may put off some of the more uber-serious, grimdark, ultra-violent Toku fans, but in its defense, it is good for a laugh if you need a break from the norm. But we all know humor is subjective, so you may see this as a wonderful satire or a bit of a chore to get through. For me personally, the humor is hit and miss. Some Super Sentai cliches they excelled at mocking, some not so much. Again, it really boils down to a personal preference, so your mileage may vary. That's why this is neither a pro nor a con.
Final analysis, I give it a C+. It's just okay. It's not great, it's not terrible, it's adequate.
Well, since Super Sentai had been going on for over 20 years, it was only a matter of time before something that ongoing would be lampooned. And that's what this show does, poking fun at its tropes and at the same time celebrating them. Now, I don't think it's comedy gold or that it's some parody masterpiece like Spaceballs, but it's something I think even the most fickle Toku fan should sit through once just to see how bizarre it is. There's no real annoying characters or any over-the-top ones like today's Sentai series. This series reminds you that if you don't stop and laugh once in a while, you're gonna crash and burn. Watch it.
Well, that's it for this show.
Alright, you Bozok control cars, I command you to stop.
Alright, that does it.
You're all under arrest.
God, I hope nobody was filming that. I hated to do it, but it was either them or me, and obviously it couldn't be me. Well, I think I'm done with these for a while. I think I've earned a treat. Welcome back, Easy. I've been waiting for you. Look, I'm sorry about the whole slamming the door in your face thing back there. I was just under a lot of stress with that review, okay? I know, I'm sorry about that. You're right, I shouldn't have done that. And I came with a peace offering. Here, try some. What's this? Why, thank you, Dex. That's not that bad. What is this, Dex?
It's called sweet potato dessert. Sweet potato dessert. Imo Yokon. Where have I heard that before? Oh no. Oh no! Easy? Easy? Where'd he go? How'd he do that?
Dex, look what you did to me! I can't believe you did this to me! I'm Easy Rider reminding you that the fan sub will never die. I'll get you for this dweeb!
ガイナモ。
はいはい。
私お腹空いてもうダメ。
あらは。
あんたを食べる。
いい。はあ。およしなさい。くしゃみよ。
ガイナモガイナモ、おい、旦那、どうぞこちらへ。
いや、シグナルマン先生。ようこそここへ。あはんはん。